like friend. Well, still a friend, but like someone that sticks their dick in me, you know what I'm saying?
So who cares? Why not do your own thing and let them say what they want?
What's up, guys and girls? Well, guys predominantly, and also a few girls who are just crazy as shit. I don't know. I am not feeling it today. And I think the main reason I'm not feeling it is because I don't like my outfit, I don't like my hair, and I don't like my makeup today. So I ran out of my favorite eyelashes, my favorite brand of eyelashes, and I'm using my second favorite brand of eyelashes, and they are on unevenly. So this is more like a cat eye, and this is more like I normally do, where it's just like wispies everywhere. And something about my look just feels very, I don't like it. I don't know. And for some reason, when my aesthetic is a little bit off, I don't even want to make videos. Like, I'm cool just chilling. I'm not necessarily in a bad mood. I did make a video a while back, which probably isn't out yet. I don't know. This is going to be another filler video probably for when I'm away on vacation for my birthday or something, or maybe a little bit before that if I'm trying to get ahead on something else. I don't know. This is going to be a rambly ass video today, but we're going to try to make it interesting. We're going to talk about sex. So I was pulling the old glue off of my last set, which I did not know, mind you, was my favorite last set of eyelashes, and I ripped part of the actual base of the eyelashes off, so it was like in two pieces, and I'm like, God forsakes me, fuck my life. I go through my drawer of non-essential makeup things looking for another pair of eyelashes, and all I have is these. Yeah, my life sucks, so, but really my life is amazing, so don't be like, oh my God, she's complaining when her life is perfect. Also, you don't know anything about my life, so you can't even say it's perfect. You don't know. Anyway, I'm just not into it today. Today we're gonna talk about weird reasons why I want to have sex with people. We're gonna introspect a little bit about the guys that I've liked that are not my type, because I talk about it a lot. There are guys that are my type, and then there are guys that are not my type, but they have this specific thing to make them my type. Actually, you know what? It's just a different type that I have, because type is not necessarily only adhering to the looks of a person. So they're not my type looks-wise, but for some reason I want to fuck the shit out of them. Also, I asked you guys for questions on Instagram, and so that's my backup here. And so far, I've taken a peek at some of the questions, and my God, they're awful. And did I say I asked you guys questions? No, I asked you to ask me questions. Sex questions in particular, because I wanted to make this some kind of clickbait title or something. But my God, I would rather just take pictures of my body today than like actually do a video, because I don't feel like I have anything of substance to add. I was supposed to film the fucking favorites video, the fucking favorites video, demonetized. I couldn't be arsed to sit down and like list all of the things. Like, I was getting stuck on music because I was like, I know there's a bunch of Caligula's horse songs I want to put in there, but then I was like, there's another band that I got into recently, and everything's just been spacey for me, and I've literally been sitting the past like hour on my phone doing absolutely nothing, looking at Instagram. I actually got to the notification for the first time in a while where Instagram is like, you've been on Instagram for an hour, just letting you know you have no life, which is something I strive not to get to, even though part of my job is on Instagram, like promoting and stuff and interacting with you guys, which I enjoy. Instagram is definitely my favorite app, favorite social media app, except, you know, no engagement. I've always told you guys that there are guys that are not my type that I end up liking, and I have always told you guys before that they're these rapist attractive kind of guys. If you haven't watched that video where I detail what rapist attractive means, you can link it, or you can watch it down in the description. It's another video, but basically I say that there are guys who are not conventionally attractive to me that I'm like, I wouldn't mind if they raped me, you know, but I don't want to actively go out and fuck them because they're not turning me on that much without being the kind of guy who would give me some brutal ass sex, if that makes any sense, which it doesn't, but maybe to some like-minded fucking deviants out there it will. So looking back, when I did the assumptions video, it was the second assumptions video, one of you guys assumed that I had sex with someone before that I didn't like, or that I started out hating, I think was the actual quote. And looking back, literally every one of my like boyfriends or crushes or whatever in my entire life, I've always started out disliking the person first, or having like kind of a combative nature with the guy. For instance, like with Jay, I always hated Jay's like sense of humor. He's such a douchey, I love his sense of humor because it's hilarious, but he's also kind of a douchey dude to the point where if you don't know him very well, he can be kind of like annoying and offensive. He never offended me, but it was always that kind of like bro stuff where I'm just like, oh, like dry humor. Oh my God, stop, you know? Like, it's like a different vein of the dad jokes type of guy. And dad jokes are more like wholesome and nice, and you just want to roll your eyes at them because like a dad would make them, very wholesome. But then Jay, on the other hand, is like dry, assholey jokes. So when I first met him, I guess I told him, I don't remember, but I told him that I didn't actually hate him. I was just pretending to be flirty. But every guy that I've liked, there's something in me at first where I hate them, but I also want to bang them, and Jay was no exception. But even starting from Jay and moving forward, like people that I've had a crush on or liked after Jay, they've always been someone who was either just super hot, which is like the exception these days to the rule. It seems like I more go for the other type that I have, mainly because I can't stand people, and often hot guys are like really dumb and annoying, and not dumb in a cute way. I told a story one time about this guy that I had in my ceramics class in college that was like so dumb, he kept like ruining his pottery, and he was buff, and he was also in my weight training class. Yeah, those are the classes that I took in college when I was still in high school. Fucking great. Planning for the future there, for sure. But I would watch him work out in the gym, and then I would go to ceramics class, and I would watch him absolutely destroy pots, and instead of being like, ah, fuck this shit, pottery ain't for me, like, I'm sure it was an elective he took, he was like trying and couldn't get the gentleness down. He's just too dumb to make a pot. I don't know. I found that endearing. I like when guys just cannot grasp certain gentle or feminine traits, or they just are dumb about certain things. Like dumb guys to an extent, like ditzy guys, like the ditzy male version of a ditzy person, because ditzy is usually used for like girls like me, like blondes, oh my God. But like the ditzy male version, I like that a lot, especially because I fancy myself an intellectual woman, so I can bear the brunt of the necessary intellectualness in the relationship. That was an ironic sentence, but you know how it is. And yeah, I had never thought about that until the assumptions video, that I am the kind of person that likes to hate someone or like hate fuck a person, and maybe that like plays into my like rape fantasies too. Like I want the person to hate me and I can hate them and we can hate fuck, and that means that there's less of that romanticism in it, or like romantic tendencies, not romanticism, because I would use romanticism like looking at something in a romantic way, not necessarily in a lovey-dovey way, which is the other definition that I'm trying to use here in this video. I don't like lovey-dovey shit in a relationship is basically what I'm trying to say, but you can also like romanticize the idea of socialism or something. You can be completely non-lovey-dovey, non-love related to romanticize something. You know what I'm saying? Because like there's a romantic era. This is either going to be really easy to edit or really annoying to edit. I don't know, but hopefully it's good filler content, and hopefully you guys get something out of it. So yeah, let's just go back through like some of the guys that I've liked in the past, and like let's think about why I like them. So the most recent guy that I've been like actually into, because there's a lot of guys that I like would fuck, or like they're hot, or like yeah, I like that in porn or something, but like a guy that I've actually interacted with that I like wanted to be more than just a like friend. Well, still a friend, but like someone that sticks their dick in me, you know what I'm saying? So the last one was Frank. Obviously Frank is like my ideal like looks. I mean, he's not perfect, but he ticks off a lot of the aesthetic boxes for me, and then he's also a cop, so that's like one of my fetishes. And I would say that he's a smart dumb guy, which I like a lot. A dumb guy who's willing to learn. I love you, Frank. I'm sorry. He's not dumb, you know, like there are really stupid guys, and then it doesn't hurt that he's also on my side of the aisle politically, and we agree on a lot of things. We agree on like an inordinate amount of things, to the point where like I question if there was ever a time, like I almost feel like he's emulating me to a certain point, but he will answer the questions before I let him know what my thoughts are on the topics that we talk about, and we often align. So I don't think it's like fabricated or him like trying to get into my pants or whatever, because I often ask him questions and then it's like, whoa, that's exactly what I think. So let's ignore him. He doesn't count. And no, I don't hate him, but at the same time I do kind of hate that kind of like douchebaggy guy, but not really. I think girls really do like to hate the guys that they're into. I think I'm onto something here with figuring out how women work, because a lot of girls will date assholes, and I particularly won't date a guy who shows no interest in me, because I am attracted to a guy being attracted to me. Like I want a guy to think like, oh baby, you're so fucking hot, like I want to squeeze those titties and shit. And that's one of the reasons why I like virgins, the like blowing mind narcissism aspect, which I've always been like, I want to blow a guy's mind because he's like a virgin or whatever, not to say that I'm like super hot or anything. And now I'm just like, yeah, it's a narcissism complex. Like that's what it is, you know? I like that. So if a guy actually is like, I don't care about you, and doesn't show any interest in me, or like is like, yeah, you're way less hot than this girl over here, I only like Latina girls, that's gonna turn me off a lot. Because if I'm not even close to like your ideal or hot to you, I'm not interested in someone being actually mean to me, or like disparaging my friends, or being rude to my friends, or like trying to, you know, show up another guy that I'm hanging out with or something. Like, I don't like that shit. That to me, it doesn't scream like masculinity and dumb jock syndrome, it screams insecurity to me. And I think that there's a fine line between like dumb hot jock who's just kind of a douchey dude, and like extreme insecurity being veiled by him pretending to be a douchey jock who just doesn't care. But there's a perfect amount, I think, for any non-insecure girl. There's a perfect amount of like showing that you don't care that much. I actually have a friend. Okay, so do you remember his girlfriend? I'll fucking put the picture, the thumbnail, so you guys can remember the story time. But Jay had a friend, actually. It's more Jay's friend, but I'm an acquaintance with him as well, whose girlfriend like would not let him even talk to me, and for some reason she had it in her head that I was fucking him when I had never even flirted with him once, which is an anomaly because I fucking flirt with everyone. Like, literally look at my DMs with like other YouTubers or like random people or fans or whatever. Fans, viewers. Excuse me. Oh my god, biological functions and shit. Okay, so this guy just got out of this relationship with that crazy girl, and he is talking about getting into another relationship with a girl, and we can finally talk, so we're actually DMing. And he's telling me about how he's driving 100 miles to see her all the time. And I'm like, bro, girls do not want that kind of clinginess. They don't want you to always just acquiesce to everything that they ask you to do. That is how you get friend zoned, my guys. That is the best. That is the quickest route to getting friend zoned. To be like, I'll be here for you for anything. I'm a shoulder to cry on. I want to listen to all your girly problems and let's go shopping. Don't fucking do that. So anyway, I was giving him this advice, and I think there is a sweet spot with girls where you want to act like you don't care, but you don't want to disrespect her in any way or actually be mean. And not act like you don't care, just act like you have other shit going on in your life. And for me, kind of having the balls to be a dick to me, especially because a lot of people find me intimidating, like having the balls to stick to your, what's the phrase? Stick to your guns. Stick to your guns. Like I do. I ain't giving my guns up for nobody. Speaking of which, I was going through my, oh man, I have some gems. I have some literal gems in my notepad. First of all, I have a list of philosophers that are integral in my life, and I never made this video. Pretty much everything in my notes is just like stuff for YouTube videos or like things that I need to do, like to-do lists and shit. And I don't even know what this one is. Oh, this is the dark side of YouTube. But there's a bunch of interesting stuff in here, and my favorite one that I came across and posted on my story on Instagram a while back was, this is something I wrote for Frank that I totally forgot to send to him on Valentine's Day because we had stopped talking as much by that point. But it says, roses are red, violets are blue, you're the only government authority figure I'd give my guns up to. With like a blue heart, like a 5-0 heart, you know? So anyway, I thought that was cute and I wanted to mention it because I came across it again today. So yeah, I think you have to show that you are a man, you know, like that you stick to your guns in both your moral compass or whatever, or your values, and that you're not afraid to be in disagreement with the girl, because that shows that you're going to be a leader and someone who they can turn to when they need someone solid. And women, I think, even biologically, even if they don't know it, even if they're like, I want a sensitive guy, what they want is someone that they can turn to for help and for advice. And I think I've said this before, but I do this on purpose without needing it because I like the dynamic between men and women. So I will like ask Jay for help or ask Jay to help me with something that I can definitely do on my own, that, you know, I'm pretty self-sufficient, especially for a female. No offense, oh my god. But I can pretty much do anything on my own, or I can YouTube how to do it and like save for a few like really hard to carry things, which I could still just do, you know, like lift with your legs, get it up there, do it one by one or something. I'll ask him for help just when it makes things easier or when I want companionship, because I like making him feel like he's needed and wanted. And I know that that's something that my father also really wanted, was just to be useful, you know, like that's like a need that a lot of guys have. That's why a lot of guys really pride themselves on doing blue collar work like my father, because they're just like, I want to be needed and wanted in a way that's just like, I am helpful and useful and I am contributing to everyone's like well-being and happiness, and I can be of help to someone who might not be as strong or as talented or as skilled as I am. And this goes goes into the ode to men that I'm gonna be making. This is actually probably like an excerpt from what is in my mind going to be the mind script. I don't actually have a script, it's just like I have ideas in my mind that I want to touch on in the video. So I don't know, I feel like a lot of guys try so hard to listen to girls on what they want, but like it's taken me fucking what, 5 years of being extremely open and introspective in videos where I'm just talking to myself and then thinking for hours and hours on end about why I like the things that I like. Something that people do not do. People are just like, it is the way it is. I don't know. I've never thought about it before. I never thought about it like that. Oh my God. I don't even think about myself. I don't even improve myself. I am perfect the way that I am. You are enough. And it's like, dude, it took me that long to even think about the fact that, yeah, there's some kind of, I need some kind of combative nature in the guys that I like, no matter if they are like physically attractive or if they're the kind of guy that just has some kind of, you know, sexy thing about him because he is really good at something. And the really good at something aspect is probably another like, oh, he's better than me at something, and that's hot because I want someone I can look up to a certain extent. I want that dichotomy between the guy who is the provider and the strength and the muscle or the intellect that I don't have, so I can like look to him for help, like, oh my God, and then I feel like the small little weak girl is being taken care of, and that's like so hot. And you know, it's increasingly hard for me to find that kind of thing as I improve myself, which is funny because feminists, this is another thing that a lot of like the right-winger like YouTubers and stuff that I watch don't talk about, because they talk about how feminists moving up in the workplace is making them lonely because they're always looking to hypergamize themselves. They're always looking to have a better and better mate, but there are no better mates if they're CEOs and shit, you know? In the same vein, me self-actualizing is actually hurting my pool of men that I like because I don't want a man who is needy to me because I'm smarter, I'm stronger, I'm better. Like, ugh, that's nasty, dude. I don't want that at all. That's not hot. I want to be able to look toward my male counterpart for advice and help and safety and protection and stability. Stability, definitely mental stability, and keeping me grounded in reality. Like if I have a really emotional like guy at my side or someone who I have to keep consoling because they're like freaking out in situations, wow, that would be really unattractive. So like the more I become this kind of stoic figure, the more I need someone like Jay who's level-headed to a fault and can always bring me back down to earth. And that's why we make such a great pair, because he's always been those things for me. He's always been a step ahead in the certain things that I want in a man. But anyway, so after, I haven't even gotten past Frank, what the fuck? And that's like not even a relevant person in this discussion. So you know that like really close friend that I had, Wesley? I had a thing for him for a while, and yeah, I started out hating him for sure, and he's definitely not my aesthetic ideal, or like he has a lot of the deal breakers that I don't like in men. I'm not gonna call him out too much because I don't feel like, I don't know if that would be okay with him these days. I don't talk to him that much. I saw him like 2 weeks ago at the magic thing, but other than that, we don't talk much and we're not as close anymore. So I don't want to be like, yeah, I'm gonna put you in my video or whatever. But yeah, I just started out hating him, and I really liked that he was really good at magic and that he was tall. So like I think if you have some of the physical aspects, like he has a really square jaw and he's tall, that's pretty much it. As far as like physical attributes that I liked go for him back then, he's actually like going to the gym and stuff now, so he's a little bit better, but still has all of those deal breakers. And I think I liked him because I found him to be interesting and smart and very good at something that I wanted to be very good at, which was magic. And I could always ask him something about magic and he would help me with magic, or like hate on me. I liked that he was okay with hating on me when I did bad at magic because it made me want to be better. I didn't like anyone who was like, oh, it's okay, better luck next time, or you're good for a girl. Like, okay, you're good for a girl is fine, and it's gotten me a lot of places, the whole like you're good for a girl mentality. In fact, like I'll take advantage of that shit. I don't give a fuck. But I like people who hold me to a higher standard, and I feel like he has like Asperger's or something, honestly, so that's probably why he did that and why he was okay with doing that. He probably didn't even know that there would be like some kind of social ramifications if I did care and wanted to like stick up for myself or whatever. Before that, there was this other magic player, very same situation, tall, that's it. He was like chubby, like not even hot or whatever. I think, yeah, I made a video about him, a sex story. We didn't actually have sex, but like that was the one where he's married, or married magic player is what it's called if you want to watch that one. But yeah, exact same thing. A nerdy dude who I thought was smart. He was a teacher that checks off my fetish boxes, and he wasn't super nice to me. He was just like neutral to me. And when a guy can kind of play hard to get, like lo and behold, my friend Jesus is telling me that he hated me. He hated me apparently. So I don't know, but there was definitely sexual tension there. Definitely, obviously, as evidenced by what I said in the video and what happened when we were drunk in Toronto? No, not Toronto. Vancouver, Canada. The only time I went for the Mags tournament or whatever. So yeah, like looking back, it was always a guy that I had some kind of like argumentative nature, or we didn't really like each other, but I kinda did. Hello, like that kind of thing. If I was gonna give advice now, like I've always given advice to not be a doormat, to not be the best friend of the girl. Obviously you want to marry your best friend, but it rarely works out where you are the best friend first and then you become the love interest. It's more like you are hot and then you guys get to know each other and realize that you can become best friends or something. Or you gotta be like ridiculously fucking attractive conventionally in order to circumvent the whole like, yeah, but you're not acting like a man, you're acting like a girlfriend kind of scenario. Yeah, I don't really know what else to talk about here. So since I've been talking for a while and rambling, I don't know if this is even interesting, but hopefully you like it. All right, guys, I am going to answer some of these dumb ass questions. You guys posted the worst questions on Instagram, and I think it's because most of my followers on Instagram just think I'm a random IG thought. So when I say I want sex questions, they're like, oh my god, okay, spit or swallow, do you squirt? Like the most standard shit, and I'm like, have you watched a single video of mine? Holy shit. Let's see, any good questions here? How do you get a hot chick to love you? Well, I think we definitely did that. What former president turns you on the most? I guess JFK. I mean, he's the only one who's not like gross. I've always found George W. Bush, Jr. They're not both W, right? Yeah, no. I was like a child when he was a president, but I always found him to be so dumb, it's cute. Like, I know the whole like 9/11 thing in response to 9/11 and stuff is probably not politically sound, and I know a lot of people are gonna hate on me for this, but I always thought that his dumbness was kind of nice in a genuine way. I was obviously not attracted to him or anything because he old as fuck, but I guess JFK. Thoughts on being triple penetrated? Not in one hole at once, but I'm definitely good with bop bop bop, like got all the holes airtight, you know what I'm saying? Are you all ready? Go to a bachelorette party. Jay often says that I say already weird. He says I say it like already, and this guy literally spelled it like AUREDY, like he says I say it. That's new. Oh, these are so bad. Is fantasizing about a person wrong when masturbating? No, there are no thought crimes. You can think whatever you want. You can think about whatever person you want. I can't imagine, like they were talking about being thought raped or something one time. I believe it was like a clickbaity article or something I saw somewhere, but like if someone wants to think about you while masturbating, like you can't stop them. That would be insane. Imagine a world like a lot of people just go like when in their thought processes, it's not about sex, but hopefully we'll tie it into sex somehow. Some people's thought processes are so weird. It's like ending mass shootings is obviously good. I have this one way that I think will end mass shootings, but really I haven't thought about any of the other implications or if it will actually work in practice at all. Therefore, if you don't agree with me, the obvious conclusion is that you like mass shootings. It's like, what the fuck? Maybe shit's just not as black and white as you think. Maybe you haven't thought it through. Maybe socialism and communism or anything like that aren't just bad only in the practices that we've seen in the past. Maybe there's something fundamentally wrong with that structure. I don't know. Maybe it infringes on people's liberties, and maybe you should be thinking about someone other than yourself and your shallow thought processes. I don't know. What? Sex. Yeah, and also suck a dick. When do you know you're ready for a relationship, and how do you shoot your shot? When do you know you're ready for a relationship? When you want one and you are having things going for you in your life, like you like yourself. Yeah, you can't just like use a relationship as a substitute for liking yourself first and being financially and mentally and physically stable. How do you shoot your shot? When you're about to jizz, you hold it in the direction that you want to shoot, and then you try to know that your first and second spurt is gonna go a little bit farther than your last spurts, and you gotta know if you're a dribbler or a shooter and how to jerk it at the end so that you can get on target. It takes practice and many loads. Are unicorns considered a fetish? To someone, I am sure. Do you think you will look weird with flat old tits? Yes, that would look weird on me. Hopefully that doesn't happen. Do your gorgeous tits smell like dead fish after not showering for 2 or 3 days? No, the smell between my boobs if I don't shower or take off my bra or whatever or let them free for a while is kind of like it's not like body odor because we don't have like regular sweat. We don't have like armpit sweat glands there. It doesn't smell like a pussy either. It smells like stale laundry or something, which is probably just a result of having laundry on that is also wet from the gym or something. Oh, here's a good one. Lol, okay, here's a sexual question. What color is your hairy, stanky asshole? I would say it's slightly darker. Like, I don't need a lot of bleach to bleach my asshole, but it's slightly darker than the rest of my skin tone. So I would say like a nice tan color. Also, my asshole is not hairy. All right, let's see what else. What is your favorite type of role play? I don't really like role play. If we're gonna role play, it needs to be like super real. Like, I don't want to just like be like, hey, and like do like an act. I don't want to be like, hey, mister, you've been a bad boy. I'm gonna discipline you with a ruler. Swag, swag, swag. I am your naughty teacher. I don't like that kind of role play. I would like a more like, I'm gonna give myself up to you and you're gonna push me to my limits and we're not gonna have a safe word. And I know that is very scary to a lot of people and very irresponsible, but you know, I usually only have sex with people who I super duper duper trust. So, or I'm just willing to die during sex. Like, whatever, fuck it. Who cares? And whatever. Let's see. How do you make a memorable sex for the girl? Sex duration and orgasm. My cock is 9-inch and curved up. You got a big elf dick. I've literally never seen that before. Every big dick I've ever seen either points straight out or points down. I've never seen because elf dicks are always like short, curled up dicks. Anyway, you don't really need to worry about your dick when making memorable sex for the girl. Just pay full attention to all of her body parts. Like, do dumb shit like whisper in her ear, talk to her, tell her how hot she is, feel her entire body, go slow, play with her clit, and actually make her come, play around with everything, nipples, find out what she likes, ask her afterwards if she did a good job so that you can do a better job next time. Communication, and you know, like, a lot of girls don't actually come via penetration, and some girls don't even like big dicks, so there's that. Somebody said that's what she said. It is what I said. I asked for sex questions. What the fuck? If you could do one sex position for the rest of your life, which would it be and why? Go doggy style because it's where he can get the deepest, and I don't have to do no gay romantic shit like looking into his eyes or whatever. I'm good with looking into his eyes as long as it's like a dirty kind of like, fuck yeah, you know, like I don't want it to be like, I love you. Oh my god, I've experienced that before and it's always like fake. Like every time he says I love you during sex, it's always fake. Not with Jay or anyone, but with other dudes. And it like feels nice in the moment, but it also feels gay in the moment. What is my biggest turn off? Poor hygiene is my biggest turn off. Also, there are like a lot of deal breakers. So guys can just say like a random thing or something, and I should probably every time I'm turned off by something and try to analyze why that is. And then once I have like 50 of them, we can do a video. That would be fun. I would like that. Let's see what else. I'm only gonna take a couple more because this is already fucking long as shit. But which gender is typically better at eating you out? I've had better experiences with guys, but the girls weren't bad. I think it's kind of silly to say that a girl will know what. Well, a girl might. Like a girl without any experience with a girl will know what a girl likes better. But every girl is so different that even if a girl does exactly what she likes on herself on you as another girl, as me, it's not necessarily gonna feel good. So I think as long as a guy has experienced enough girls and actually pleasured them, he's just as good as any girl, honestly. So in essence, listen to what your girl wants. Every girl is different. Don't think that you can get the next girl off by doing the same thing you did with that girl, but it's a nice place to start because you know the anatomy of the vagina now at least, so you know which spots to try and everything. But if it doesn't seem like she's into it, ask her what the fuck she likes or try different things and make it sexy. You can do like, there's a lot of like 50 Shades of Grey type of shit, like not the bondage aspect, but just like playing around with the girl's body as if it's like a playground to figure out what the fuck she likes. Is there anything off limits in bed? You could probably coerce me to do anything in bed if you can be turned on enough or like force me enough. What do you do when you get horny in public? I get horny in public. What the fuck do you think I do? I take my pants off and I masturbate in class or wherever the fuck. Would you date a guy with a foot fetish? Okay, so I saw this earlier when I was looking through the questions, and that was like the only one that piqued my interest at that time of the short amount of time that I had that question prompter up. And I thought about it, and my initial reaction was no, because I feel like those people are usually submissive. But then I think about like a really hot, like businessman, and it's like really masculine, and like, oh my god, he knows what he wants. He's just like, yeah, I fucking like feet, and he worships them a little, but not in like a gay way. And by gay, I don't mean like homosexual. I mean like, you know. Totally different things. Totally different meanings. Don't get at me, SJWs. So yeah, I guess I could. It would just be a little weird thing. Like, every guy has their weird thing. I think there are certain weird things that would turn me off just because it means that they seem more submissive, or because it means that they don't like the same thing that I like in bed. Or like, for instance, like a diaper fetish, or like if it was like a roles reversed, like baby and I'm the baby mama, like something that makes the person seem younger or more infantile to me would definitely be like a full-on turn off. But I guess I could get down with a foot fetish because it doesn't inherently mean any of those things. Alright guys, I hope you liked this video. If you want me to do stuff like this where I just talk about a topic and then I take some questions at the end and just do like a free form thing that doesn't need much editing, I'm up for whatever, especially on days where I don't feel like it, because usually when I'm not feeling up to it and I have an agenda of things that I have to get done, like I have the fucking favorites video, and then I also have to do the part 2 of the tough truths. When that happens to me, I usually just don't film. I'll just like edit, or I'll stream. I don't even feel like streaming today. I don't feel like doing anything. I'm kind of tired, to be honest, and I've been hungry lately. I think all of this like low calorie shit is catching up to me, so I just need to get used to everything, or I just need to give myself a break or something. But I'm glad now. I'm glad that I actually got this done. So let me know if you liked it. Links are in the description. I have merch, I have a Patreon, I have all that shit. So if you want extra content, sexy content, and to just follow me on the social medias, I would really appreciate follows on Instagram at tarababcock and at tarababcock IRL. I also have at tarababcock games, but whatever. I post to it basically only every Friday when I post to the gaming channel, and sometimes aesthetic screenshots from games that have like the screenshot option. Also, if you have any sex ed topics, I have not heard of a good sex ed topic from you guys in a long time, and I am literally out of topics. That's why I'm not doing the formal sex eds. Yeah. Every time someone suggests something, it's something that I don't feel comfortable trying to assert myself on, like something I don't have prior knowledge of and you can just easily Google, or it's something that I've already done, but like a slightly different take on it. So I don't know. If you guys want to see me do more sex ed videos, you gotta give me more topics. I love you. See you in the next video. Mwah. Bye.